Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you some tactical analysis over on the Bitcoin charts as a couple different bearish signals have fired off, and we'll take a look at some price targets based on those signals. So with that being said, let's jump right over into the charts. Starting over here on the Bitcoin CME future daily candles chart, the first thing I see is down here on the RSI, we have bearish divergence that has fired off, and that would actually be on the candle that closed on Friday, and we are actually seeing that bearish divergence play out. Now, bearish divergence is usually a short-term signal, but if this does play out, we could see Bitcoin sell off over the next couple days. Now, in addition to the bearish divergence over here on the RSI indicator, you also want to note the type candle that actually printed, and that's a doji candle. This candle right here is a doji candle at the top of the move, and typically that is a bearish signal, much like the doji candle, albeit it was somewhat bullish. It's still a doji candle at the top of a move, and as you can see on this doji candle back here at the top of the move, Bitcoin did sell off over the next couple days. Now, with the bearish divergence and the doji candle, something else that I see over here is the possibility of a double top. We could be setting a double top, with the first top being on this candle and the next top being on this candle. And so if this is a double top, that again would be a bearish signal. And if this does indeed end up being a double top, then we could see Bitcoin's price sell all the way back down into this area here. So with that all being said, over here on the Bitcoin CME futures daily candle chart, I see multiple bearish signals firing off, and that would be your bearish divergence on the RSI. And then you have the doji candle close on Friday. Now today's Monday, and we are actually seeing Bitcoin's price currently sell off. And then the third bearish signal that I'm looking at would be a possible double top. And again, we would see confirmation if Bitcoin's price sells off at least back down into this region. And if the price does break down through this area, then we'd be looking back down towards 19,000 to 18.5 area. Now, if we jump over here to the Bitcoin USDT one-day candle chart over on Binance, we had been watching over the past couple weeks of the probability of Bitcoin actually breaking out of this ascending triangle pattern with a price target up here around 27.5 to 28,000. We actually got a couple breakouts, but at the end of the day, they appear to just be fake outs. And in reality, we're looking at another bearish signal along with these three candles that fired off basically over the weekend. We have the Friday candle, which is that doji candle. Then we get another bearish candle on Saturday, and then Sunday obviously continued that bearish action. And now today on Monday, albeit it's early, we are not seeing a reversal in this pattern. However, we're pretty much flat at the moment. But these three previous daily candles are certainly a bearish signal once again. Now the question is, does Bitcoin sell off and find support at this longer trend line of higher lows, and it just sets a higher low back up in, say, somewhere in this area, and then bounces back up even higher? Or does Bitcoin's price flush through that trend line and set a lower low, which would be similar to the price action we saw up here, where Bitcoin was kind of consolidating sideways and holding on a trend line, only to eventually breach that trend line and sell off down to that 17,600 area. And so with this signal firing off here with these three bearish candles, Bitcoin could see similar price action where it does sell off and breach down through this trend line. Now, much like the CME daily chart, we also have a double top possibility setting up right here. And so we could also then see a flush down to at least back in this area, which, by the way, would cause Bitcoin's price to actually breach the trend line. And if that breach does occur and the price goes down below this higher low of 20,700, we could then expect Bitcoin's price to continue to sell off, perhaps as low as that 17.6 area. So again, there are a lot of warning signs over here on the Bitcoin charts with all these bearish signals. And if I drop in my Fibonacci retracement tool on the chart and I swing from low up here to the previous high, you can see the 618 level right now is acting as support, which is currently sitting at around 23,280, and Bitcoin's price is at 23,300. So if we get a daily candle close below the 618 level of 23,280, that again would be another bearish signal, and Bitcoin's price could be headed lower. The next stop would be somewhere along this trend line. If that breaks down, then the 786 level on the Fibonacci retracement would come in at 20,784, which you can see Bitcoin's price found support right back here to set a higher low on the trend line. However, if Bitcoin's price fails to hold this 786 level, then we could be headed right back down to that 17,600 level, and essentially the double top pattern will have played out. Now, one last thing I want to take a look at. If I drop my Recon EMA ribbon in on the chart, you can see Bitcoin's price has rejected at the top of the ribbon right back here. And again, it did actually breach above, but that was a short-lived breakout or fake out, and Bitcoin's price has rolled back over. And if Bitcoin's price does get down below the bottom of the ribbon, I would expect the price to go even lower. Now, before I close out, we always want to take a look at the flip side. If Bitcoin's price can actually find support somewhere around the 618 level, or worst case scenario, bounce off of this trend line and set a higher low, then we could look for Bitcoin's price to come back up into the 50% Fibonacci level, which would be around that $25,000 level. And then after that, the next level will be your 382 level on the Fibonacci's, and that would be right around 26,786 or probably 27,000, as that has acted as pretty good support in the past, and previous support a lot of times will turn into resistance. So I would expect a lot of resistance up here around the 27,000 level. However, right now with all the bearish signals piling up against Bitcoin, in the short term, at a minimum, I would expect bearish price action. But I want to make it perfectly clear, these videos are not prediction videos. They are technical analysis. Technical analysis looks at probabilities, and that would be both bearish and bullish probabilities. And at the end of the day, supply and demand determines what direction Bitcoin's price will actually go. So, I think that's enough jaw-jacking for this video. If anything major changes over here on the charts, I will do an update video, so you might want to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss update videos. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. And at the end of the day, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.